Are you willing to do what you can to protect your brain? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory challenges, and I help you to stay sharp so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As the founder of the Keep Your Brain Sharp program, I talk a lot about the 5 keys to brain health. And if you want your brain to last, you've got to find a way to weave these areas into your life. Now, one of these areas is detox. Now, when we think of detox, we usually think of cleansing, getting rid of the toxins and the poisons and all those things. And rightly so, that's detox. But did you know that excess weight can be toxic to your body and your brain? Did you catch my last video? I did a video a few days ago, and I talked about how losing weight can help your brain. And today I want to expand on that, and I want to talk a little bit more about the specific kinds of fat that I'm talking about and what you can do to take care of that. So here we go. Because excess weight increases the chances of you developing serious illnesses. Now, most of you know what those illnesses are that we're talking about when we're talking about, heart disease and diabetes and all of that thing. But did you know that that includes dementia? Excess weight increases your chances of getting dementia as well. Now, when I'm talking about fat, I'm not talking about the fat that you can see. Now, the fat that you can see does have problems, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I'm not talking about that Pillsbury Doughboy stuff or the spare tire that you see there, or those thunder thighs. That's not the kind of fat. The fat that you can see is not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about a kind of fat that is much more dangerous, and it's fat that you cannot see. It's actually hidden deep in your body. It is not the fluffy fat that they call it, which is right under your skin. They call it subcutaneous fat. It's right under your skin, and you can see it, and you can pinch it, and you can squeeze it and tickle it and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the fat that is underneath your muscles and that's on and going all the way around your vital organs. It's called visceral fat. Has other names too. They call it deep fat as well because it's hidden deep inside. It's also called toxic fat because it is toxic to your body. And that's what we're going to spend some time on first. Okay. All right. You can't see it. It's hidden down there, but it does start to do damage. Okay. It's around your stomach, around your intestines, your liver, your heart, okay, your kidneys, those vital organs that you need. And it's actually active. It's actively secreting hormones and other chemicals out of there that can lead to serious illnesses. So that kind of fat you do not want around because it's going to give you high blood pressure. It can give you heart disease. It can give you diabetes. It can give you cancer. It can lead to all those things. They've proven that it's linked to those things and more. Okay. So you don't want to have that kind of fat inside your body. And in fact, in terms of those diseases we talked to, all of those are on the pathway to where? Dementia. Okay. In fact, people with diabetes, if you're a diabetic, you have a 60% more chance of developing dementia later on. And they did a study. Kaiser Permanente did a study, and they took 40-year-olds that had high levels of abdominal fat, and they found out that these 40-year-olds with high levels of abdominal fat in 30 to 40 years had 3 times more likelihood of having dementia, including Alzheimer's. Those that had large amounts of abdominal fat 30 to 40 years later when they were in their 70s, they're 3 times more likely to have dementia. That's not a good thing, guys. That is not a good thing. Now, toxic fat, the visceral fat, is also linked to other things. It's linked to lower back pain. Do any of these things sound familiar to you? Lower back pain, asthma, gout, gallbladder disease, liver disease, osteoarthritis. Do you hear what I'm saying? These things that are dealing with inflammatory diseases and stuff, do they sound familiar to you? Because visceral fat, the toxic fat, is also linked to those things. So if you're having those kind of issues also, maybe you should consider trying to get rid of some of that visceral fat. Now, I hear you talking. I hear you asking that question. Your next question I know is, how do I get rid of it? And first of all, how do I know if I even have some? Okay, we're going to answer both of those questions. Let's start with the first one. How do you know that you have visceral or toxic fat? The first thing you might want to do is look at your body shape. They call it an apple shape and a pear shape. Apple shape, pear shape. Okay, so they're talking about the shape. And if you have an apple, how am I going to do that? Apple or apple, you get it. If you have the apple shape, you are more than likely to have some visceral fat hidden up in there. Versus if you have the pear shape, you still may have excess weight. But if it's pear shape, there's probably more of the, what they call fluffy fat, subcutaneous fat, which is the fluffy, the pinchy, the Pillsbury Doughboy type of thing going on. Okay, you still can have some visceral fat, but you probably have more of the other than that. In fact, a lot of people have more of the subcutaneous than the visceral, but the visceral is so dangerous. You want to try to get rid of all of that. I don't care if you only have a little. Get it out of there. Okay, so first thing is look at your shape of your body. Next thing, measure your waist. Now, back in the day, we used to be measuring our weight all the time. I'm talking about a tape measure. Measure your waist to see what it is in inches or centimeters if you're using centimeters. But anyway, measure that waist and do it regularly because you also want to monitor your waist. Okay, so you want to measure it and see what the measurement is. If you're a woman, you should be under 35 inches. If you're a man, you should be under 40 inches. If you're over those numbers, that means more than likely you have some visceral fat that you need to take care of, okay? And when I say measure, I'm talking about your belly button. I'm talking about your navel. I'm not talking about looking for the narrowest part of your waist. Where is it the narrowest? And that's where I'm going to measure. No, you do it at your navel level, okay? I'm not talking about sucking in your gut and then trying to measure that. That's not right. And I'm not talking about pulling it really, really tight. So you're cutting yourself off there trying to get a lower number. No, we're talking about, let's see, be honest, just do it the right way and get that number and then monitor it. Because if you feel your underwear getting tighter, you know what I'm talking about, or your pants having a hard time zipping or snapping or whatever, guess what's happening? You are gaining visceral fat and you need to take care of that because that's the dangerous kind of fat that you do not want. Okay, so you're going to look at your body shape. You're going to measure your waist and do that regularly because you want to monitor it so that it's not growing and you need to take care of that. Okay, the other thing you want to do, a lot of clinicians do, is they check your BMI, your body mass index, and that's your height, weight kind of thing, and you fall into this range and they can let you know if you need to work on that weight also. Okay, so those are 4 things that you can do to see if you have some. So don't say, I didn't know, because I just told you how you can know. Okay, all right. So the second question, so I have some. Okay, tell the truth, shame the devil. I have visceral fat. Okay, so if you know you have visceral fat, the next thing is what you're going to do about it. How can you get rid of it? Okay, so there's some things you can do with that too. First is exercise. You knew I was going there, right? You knew I was going with exercise. But I'm talking about 2 specific kind of exercises. And the first one actually is weight training or resistance training, okay? They said that actually reduces your body fat. And so you want to do that weight training, that resistance. And the thing about weight training also is that after you finish, they say that the calories continue to burn after the session is over. So that's pretty cool, huh? And you continue to burn more calories. And actually, they say that visceral fat is the first fat to go. It's the easiest fat to get rid of once you go ahead and start your regular exercise program. So you want to do weight training, but you also want to do the cardio, guys, the aerobic. Yeah, get that in there too. Do the aerobics, 30 minutes. Most days get at least 30 minutes in there. Okay, so you can get that fat. And the good news is that even if you don't see yourself, it doesn't look like you're losing weight. Because remember we said that this is hidden fat. This is fat that you can't see. Even if it doesn't look like you're losing any weight, you're getting rid of the visceral fat. And that's the most dangerous kind. So don't stop just because you exercise for 3 weeks and you say you look the same or whatever. You know, you're getting rid of that visceral fat. You need to keep it up. Okay. All right. The other thing you need to do is get on a healthy diet. And a healthy diet, you know what healthy diet means, guys. It means get rid of that sugar. Don't be drinking a lot of sugary drinks. Eat good snacks. Eat snacks wisely. Okay. We don't talk about processed and packaged stuff. We're talking about, whole foods. Okay. Eat the good kind of snacks. All right. You want to drink lots of water and you want to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables with lots of fiber, because guess what? That's going to push out. That's going to push out. And my husband has a thing about that. Getting all that bowel movement going will lead to weight loss. You won't weigh as much. You get that stuff out of you. And that is true. Okay. So you want to get that fiber moving, get that water pushing that stuff out of there, get it out there. So you want to eat healthy. You want to exercise, but you also want to get enough sleep. They have studies that show that people that don't get good quality sleep have higher levels of excess fat. Okay. You don't want that. You want to get enough sleep. Okay. So that's another thing you want to do. Don't leave anything out. Okay. We know. No smoking, and please limit that alcohol. Be best not to do it at all, but you got to do something, limit that alcohol. You don't want to do that. So avoid alcohol, no smoking, and stick with the program. Keep doing it. This is a lifestyle change, y'all. This is not something you hit and quit. This is a lifestyle thing. Stay with it. Be patient. Stay with it, because another study says that for every 10% of your total body weight that you lose, for every 10% that you lose, you're getting rid of 30% of your visceral fat. You're getting rid of 30% of your toxic fat for every 10% of total weight that you lose. So it's totally worth it, because your toxic fat is what you really need to get rid of to be healthy and have a healthy brain. Okay. So toxic fat is the most dangerous type to your body. And they say that years and years of having excess fat altogether. We'll get on excess fat now, because excess fat of any type, whether it's the toxic one or the fluffy one is the subcutaneous fat that's just right under your skin. So either kind of fat, if it's in excess, is not good for your body. Excess fat will increase your heart rate, will increase your blood pressure, will slow down the blood flow that's coming to your brain. And we got 400 miles of it. You don't want to get it clogged up or damaged. It will get, over time, it will make your arteries thicker and stiffer. Okay. So they're not able to function as well. So that's increasing your risk of stroke. Okay. So you don't want that extra fat on you, making your heart work harder. Because as we said, the vascular dementia is the second most common form, second to Alzheimer's. So it's right up there, guys. And vascular dementia is when your blood vessels have been damaged some type of way, and it causes some problems and can lead to dementia. Okay. So we don't want that. We're going to get rid of that excess fat. And if you're doing year after year after year with it on there, it's starting to do damage, and it can reach your brain. Okay. So damaged blood vessels are bad for your brain. They're attacking your brain, and you want that to stop. Now, guys, if you want to join our Partners Club, I don't know if you've heard about our Partners Club, but I'm telling you about it now. If you want to join our Partners Club, just go on my website, keepyourbrainsharp.com. Look under services, you'll see Partners Club, and it'll explain what exactly it is. Guys, it's very affordable for everyone, and you're going to have a constant supply of me and the topics that deal with the 5 areas of brain health. So I really hope that you join us, join our Facebook group and all of that, because your brain's destiny is in your hands.